Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining our Feel Good Friday webinar. For those of you that haven't been able to join us today, we will be recording this session and we'll be distributing the link out through the newsletters early next week. So can I ask if you've got any questions during the session in the next 30 minutes, you use the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen and we'll try and get them to answer the questions if we've got enough time towards the end. So without further ado, we're extremely fortunate to have two of our previous convention keynote speakers with us today. One is our friend, creator and author of the incredible successful Celebrity Service, whose clients include Emirates, Warner Brothers, and of course, Frasers, Cheval, Seiko, and ASAP. The second has been referred to by many, and one of his clients is unequivocally the very best speaker he has ever engaged. When he said, best, he means best in every respect. This gentleman has a powerful personality that commands attention. He has a style of delivery that captures and holds people's imagination and is spellbound. He's an enormous capacity for wit and the wisdom of Solomon. He doesn't just deliver an engaging presentation. He does his homework to understand and identify the challenges his audiences face, offering creative and novel solutions and able to resolve them as a tact. So I'm delighted to welcome and introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to Geoff Ramm and Nigel Risner. Gentlemen, over to you.
Good afternoon. How are you? How are you doing, Mr. Ramm?
I'm very good. How are you? I didn't know how much time we'd have after that introduction.
Well, see, if you're going to big yourself up, what you've got to do is make sure the people you're talking to know how phenomenal you are in advance, just in case nobody ever finds out.
That is
So
very...
tell me what you're doing right now to support your clients in these turbulent times, not unprecedented, I hate that word, in these turbulent times, because we've got people out there that need to do stuff. So what are you doing?
The thing that we all need to do, or certainly me and you, we need to be busy. And we need to be seen to do something for our own sanity. I made a decision in the very early stages of all of this to do something and literally reach out to my clients, at least one client per day, and maybe a text or an email or a phone call or a video message, just checking in, just how's things, how you doing, but then offering something on top and saying, look, I don't know if I can help you, but you know where I am. Pick up the phone, send us an email, give us a shout. And that's I've said from the very beginning, that's what I was going to do, help and support as many of my clients as possible. But there's also a wider business area of, doing podcasts and webinars and helping. And this is a perfect example. Coming back to our clients ASAP and saying, can we help? Because it's been, what, 3 or 4 years since our conference in London? The last
2017, I think it was.
Yeah, so 3 years ago. And James was like, oh, fantastic, let's do something. So here we are. So that's one thing I'm doing for my clients, but for myself, I also decided to write my 4th book.
And how are you getting on with that?
Phenomenally well. I'm not a great writer. Okay.
As we know.
You should know. You almost read one of them. The 4th book, so it's the follow-on to Celebrity Service. And it's just flowing off the page at the minute, whether that's time, whether that's my focus, who knows. But I've done something extra going back to my clients. I decided that 2/3 of the book was going to be interview-based, finding out from the superstars of Celebrity Service. So I've just been contacting them and saying, how's things? Bit of a grey cloud at the minute, but there is a silver lining. Would you like to be in the book?
And have you done that with an ASAP member?
We had the interview with James last week.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah, well, it was all right.
I mean, okay, it's good enough for James.
The words edit spring to mind. No, honestly, brilliant. So that's some of the things. We're all homeschooling and we're all going to Morrison's once a week and we're all doing stuff and we're all trying to do stuff. I'm trying to be positive, trying to share stuff. But you and I on stage are positive, lively, share stories, share ideas. It's exactly the same as what we're doing now. We're just not traveling. But we're helping. What are you doing in this time, Mr. Risner? Please tell everybody.
Well, I'm going to give you a little line because I know you're going to love this, but
come on.
You've got to give people a piece of your heart more than a piece of your mind. And so I'm reaching out to my clients, and some of them are charity clients, some of them part of the NHS, some are our key workers. And because they don't have much money, what we can offer them is some hope, is to motivation. And you know that my background, whereas yours is much more celebrity service and supporting their clients, mine is much more on leadership. So my whole content is, how do we make leaders more real? How do we make them be more genuine? And I think for ASAP that have got key workers maybe in their buildings, they've got key workers who are maybe inquiring, but they've got staff looking after their buildings. How do you make sure you keep in touch with them and you inspire them? But you've got to inspire yourself first.
Yeah.
So I've said to a lot of my clients, people want to see the real you. They want to make sure you're being genuine. Because for some people, this is the worst experience they've ever had. For you and I, we're used to getting on a plane, speaking for 40 minutes and coming home. We've never been so busy, not earning very much money, sitting on our arse, and we're knackered at the end of the day. And we're doing what we do because we love it. But if you want to be real with your team, you've got to retain your customer base as much as you can, and you've got to be relevant with your customer base. So, how do you share that type of information? The big one for me, though, is enthusiasm. I think all of ASAP can remember us on stage. They might not like everything that we shared, but no one will mark us low for enthusiasm. So we're going to pour out as much enthusiasm as we can. And as people have always said, your energy is contagious. Is yours worth catching? And I'd hate for someone to be listening to this thinking, well, that didn't motivate me. We don't have very much, but motivation is something we've got. And James, who's listening to this in a way, behind the scenes, I'd hope I've lifted his spirits up so he can lift his member spirits up.
1% will do. 1% today.
And that's that 1% of you reaching out to one client every day, writing one page of your book. I was coaching one of my coaching clients a couple of days ago. And I said, if you wrote one page a day, at the end of this year, you'd have a 365 War and Peace novel. Most of our stuff is only 80 pages because we can't write that much.
And pictures.
Yeah, and pictures. But seriously, one page a day, one random act of kindness, one text. We were talking to one of our clients before who'd sent everyone one lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Cost not very much, but made a difference to the person who won 20 quid.
They're 1% more excited about, could I win? I mean, if they won 10 million, they can't spend it, but they will. They will in months to come. It's a bit of a sad story. Do you want to hear my sad story?
Go for it. Then
we'll do all the positive sad stuff, but it's ASAP relevant. So we've done numerous events for James over the years, but also we've worked with some of the amazing members as well. Just last week, Self, Haley, Grace, Elliot, we should have been in Fraser's Edinburgh. We had a few nights booked.
It's booked, not booked. Booked. For anyone who's south of Newcastle, he said the word book.
Yeah, it's not B-U-C-K-E-D. There's a ooh. There's a ooh. So, but it's postponed, and that's what I'm going to come to. We've postponed it. We didn't want money back. Just keep a hold of it. We're going to come back. We don't know when, but the zoo will still be there. We still want to go to the zoo. We still want to go to the castle. It's going to happen, and we'll come back to that later on in this call. But for this call right now, Nigel, when we talked to James, and James said, what can we give all the members? And I said, look, how about an idea, a story, and a tip from us both? And you know what me and you like. We're not going to do just one. So an idea, a story, and tip for everybody now to create a greater impact for their team, but also deliver celebrity service to their team as well as their clients or the key workers who are in the properties at the moment for some. So idea, story, tip, which one do you want to do first? And it's over to you. Which one do you want to do? Choose one.
Idea.
Go on then.
So one idea for your team, and it's a very, very simple idea, is you get a box of Cadbury's Heroes, okay? Because
other brands are available.
Sorry?
Other brands are available.
Other brands are available, yes. We're not being sponsored by Cadbury's, but even though a bar of chocolate says Company Heroes or a bar of chocolate that says thank you.
Yeah.
We're not asking you to spend much money. We're asking you to think about what could you do to make a smile on their face beam in times that are slightly weird. You've got some of the people who are working for you right now who've got colleagues who are being furloughed sitting in their garden, and we've got the most stunning weather in the south. I know for you in the north, Geoff, it's still raining and you're still wearing Macs and coats. But in the south where we are, it's unbelievable sunshine. And there are some people feeling bad that their colleagues have got time off and still getting 80% of their salaries, whereas people are going in, servicing buildings, looking after the maintenance of buildings, and doing a regular job. So how do you promote and how do you say to people, you're a hero to us? You know, forget clapping at 8 o'clock on a Thursday night, because we kind of think that's only for the NHS. I was sharing just yesterday that an ambulance drove past me last night at about 5 o'clock when I was walking the dog, and the ambulance drivers are turning off their horns when they see someone walking a dog because it might frighten the dog. That's a hero who's doing something off with their own bat. It's not costing any money, but it makes you think, how much cooler could these ambulance guys be? A box of chocolates that just says, you're a hero to us.
Yeah.
That's one of my ideas for under a £5.
I love it. Right, here's another idea, under a £5 as well. We should have called this the under £5 event. Here's another idea, and okay, couple of things here. So I do this for all my clients. If you've ever booked an event for your internal team, I send out postcards.
Ooh, I like that.
There's an ambulance going past there
Quietly.
It frightens him. But this is, and I've done this for years. So I got rid of my 10 years ago, a decade ago, I got rid of my e-newsletter thing.
Weekly newsletter.
You know, blah, 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 cut and paste, press, and 1 million people get it. It's the most unpersonal thing. So I created postcards. Okay, so literally, we're talking pennies. There's a stamp I go, but there's a story. I always promote my clients with a great story, but this goes out to everybody. I've done this for years. I did one for Fraser some years ago. So that's one way of keeping in touch. And I can personalize it, but on the art of personalization, here's a tip for you. Now, this is for everybody listening in right now. If you want, choose your 10 best clients, right? Now, this is great to get the team excited about doing something really special. And when your clients receive it, they just go, flipping heck, right?
Well done on the language. Well done.
Yeah, I know. It's good.
I can lip read.
Do you remember, what show was it? Oops, remember that one with the kids? Child talk. It'll come back. So, you can go online, right? We can't go to the shops, but get a card. Remember those things you put in post boxes?
Moonpig.com.
Or Funky Pigeon, other brands are available. But I want to show you this. So I celebrated 18 years in business, March the 1st this year. I'm represented by 30 speaker bureaus in the world, which is lovely. The only one that actually connected with me at that time was a bureau in Australia, right? Well, we've worked together. You know who it is. We've worked together. We've done all sorts of things together. But what they did was literally took a photograph, and let's be honest, they're all online, of all of the events and all of the great occasions that we've had.
Very clever. Very clever.
To celebrate 18 years. And there's a personal message in here. How stunning is that? But this is going to cost you about £4 or £5, right? Go online, take your 10 best clients. For anybody listening to this now, take your 10 best clients and think, right, what can we do to send them? Now, we could put photographs of them or us or whatever. Go even more personal. So you hold a piece of paper and just put on there, "Hi, Nigel, thinking of you, love from Cheval," right? And you hold that up. You hold that up as a member of staff, take a photograph. Now you get 6, 7, 10, 12, how many of your colleagues to do the same? "Hi, Nigel, we miss you. Can't wait to see you soon." All of your team wishing you. As soon as you receive that next week, you are blown away. When this all blows over, there's only one place you're going to go back.
Yep.
Now, you were going to take that card, you're going to have it, you're never going to throw it away because guess what? It's all about you. But you are going to potentially turn that into a moment, a marketing moment that can be shared on virally. But take your clients, but you can also do this internally as well. So that's my idea. Reach out, use this thing called paper card. It possibly never meant so much.
And it's interesting to say reach out. So, you know, I do some work on communication. Some of the members here will have heard. And so your job, if you lead a team or you run a property, you need to think of yourself not only as a leader, but as a zookeeper. And you've got to make sure you're personalizing in their language, not yours. So, you know, I'm a massive monkey, and I've got a monkey mask, which occasionally comes on. And one of my clients sent me this. I mean, just think, how cool is that? Be a zookeeper. It may have cost a little bit, but some idiot client, and I hope they're listening, sent me Cadbury's Bourneville. What's that about? Plain chocolate. I've only shared it on stage for 18 years. I'm a Cadbury's milk chocolate fan. And that's the point about making sure you know your clients and asking your team, who are our top 10 clients? What do we know about them? What do we love about them? Who are our top 10 employees? What do we know about them? Is it a child's birthday? We're doing an event later on where we're helping a kids charity. And one of my clients has just rung me up, sent me a text saying, I can't be there. My son's really not well. And the first thing I did was, what's the name of your child? I'll send some chocolate to him. And I've got different ones done, but this one just says, thank you. I'll send a personalized note to the kid. The mother's going to think I'm amazing. I find out she runs leadership events. Who do you think she'll be calling 6 months' time? I didn't even know that at the time, but instantly I've got rapport. I've been a zookeeper. I've fed the right food to the right animal. You can't just send blanket everything to everyone because it's got to be in their style.
You know what? 2 words, client first.
Yeah.
But
that's what we've agreed to do for the whole of April with all of our existing clients. How do we support them? How do we support them? How do we support them?
Anybody wants some support now? You've got 4 days left.
Yeah, because after that, you remember that phrase, the best thing you can do for the poor, not be one of them. And that's the point, that whilst we've looked after ourselves, we've got, our families are looked after, we're in a nice neighborhood, we've got some green grass outside, there are many people who haven't got that. So you need to be thinking about, how do we give a bit of our heart to our clients? How do we give a bit of a heart to our members, to our sponsors? How do we look after them? And we're open to, if you want some support, Geoff and I are available, but you need to reach out a bit. People are very scared to reach out.
Imagine just having half an hour. We jump on a call, half an hour, and every member of the team who was on there, everybody who's furloughed or actually working in the property right now, is just lifted by 1%.
But that 1% translates to every other person, and you start getting that ripple effect that the whole energy changes. Yeah. That 8 o'clock applause for the NHS must be so amazing. I live near Barnet Hospital, and last night outside, the noise was amazing. And it's just uplifting that someone cares about them.
We're going to remember this. And Haley said this, my wife, for those who don't know, but she said this 3 weeks ago. She said, you know what? Our grandkids are going to come up to us in 30 years' time and say, Granddad, Grandma, what did you do in Corona 2020? Because that's what, it'll be a project at school by then. So it'll be Titanic, World War II, Roman Empire, dinosaurs, and Corona. So that'll be the next thing. What did you do during that time? And I've said this, and I've publicly said this on social media. I said, just be proud of what you did in the time that you had. And whether that's survival, or whether that's write a book, or whether that's reach out to a client, or do something extra for a member of staff, or send chocolate to somebody who's not very well. It's the thought.
But that character of how you're acting now is going to be remembered for months and months to come. So if you're running a service department, you need to think about what character you're showing to your clients, to your staff, to your providers, even more to your partners, whether it's electricians, your workers, whatever, because your character speaks volume. And if you're lifting your game, that's going to be remembered for months to come. And if you're trying to shortchange people, you're trying to do some little deals behind people's backs, you're going to get found out. So let me go back to my little acronym for REAL, if I can. If you want to be real with your team, how do we make sure we retain our best employees? How do we make sure we're relevant for them? Do we have enough enthusiasm? And the 2 big things that we always talk about is action. What are you going to do different between now and the weekend, between now and next week? You said you've started writing a book. We've started doing Zoom calls. We're starting to work with our existing clients. And the last part of real is you've got to lift your leadership skills more than ever before. Remember that you lead people and you manage things. So if you've got people, you've got to lead them. And if you've got toilets, you've got to manage them. Toilets have got no self-esteem. They don't care when they're clean. They just need to be clean. But people need to be reached out to. And you've got to be real with them and show your right character.
Love it. Love it. So there's a few ideas from us and a bit of what we're doing and hopefully helping. Story. Give us one of your stories. Something new, something that everybody will have a smile on their face about. Come on. Any stories?
So I stayed in a hotel recently, and I wasn't going to share this story, but I will. I stayed in a hotel recently.
I remember those days.
Yeah. And it was literally, I flew in from Israel to Vienna, and I was working with a hotel, and I said, look, you must provide me just a room just so I can shower. I'm only going to be in the room about an hour. And they went, no problem at all. We'll make sure it's available for you. And so I was speaking at 11 o'clock. My flight, I did a typical Nigel. My flight landed at 9:30, and I was speaking at 11 o'clock in Vienna. Okay, that's plenty of time for me, as you know. For you, Geoff, you'd have been there 4 days earlier.
Yeah.
Taking pictures. Yeah. So I arrive at the hotel about 10 to 10, and they rush me up to the room, and I go straight into the shower, and I get a phone call saying, "Did you like whatever you saw on your bed?" And of course, I'm a bit of a monkey, so I never really saw it. So I went back into my room, and there was something on the bed that made me smile more than anything else in the world. Now, I apologise to the association.
Is it deflated now, is it?
Sorry?
Is it deflated now?
No, it hasn't. There was a pillow on my bed with my name on it. Now, I want you to be aware that they knew I was coming. It wasn't like I just walked it off the street, but they knew I was coming.
Get that Nigel pillowcase.
Now, you're not supposed to steal the pillowcase. And I didn't just steal the pillowcase, I stole the pillow as well, which was a bit embarrassing because I only had hand luggage and I had to try and stuff it in. But the very nature that someone had taken the time to embroider my name on that pillowcase, three things. One, I've kept the pillowcase. I'm sharing the story now. But more importantly, it made me feel like someone cared about me. I don't know how much it costs to embroider Nigel on a pillowcase. I'm sure James will be able to tell me it's about £1.72 plus VAT because he knows these numbers.
Awesome
package. But it's not a lot. But it made me feel special. I probably tweeted about it. Hopefully they didn't arrest me at the same time because I was doing the picture in another airport. But I've tweeted about it. I've shared about it. A major hotel group, but someone had taken the time, and apparently housekeeping get a kick out of doing it. They came out with the idea. Whether they listened to one of your speeches, Geoff, I don't know. But it wasn't done from leadership. Housekeeping asked reception, if you can give us a list of names before 11 o'clock, we will embroider when someone gets there. How cool is that? Yeah. Geoff, I don't know if you've got anything similar to that.
This is a bit crazy, right? So I have some certain loves in my life. Nigel, you know me as much as Haley does. What sort of do I love? Off the top of your head.
Ice cream.
Yeah. Star
Star Wars.
You got it in two.
Sunderland.
Yeah. Just stop on the second one. So it's another property hotel story. So one of my clients is Village Hotel Group. I've done 2 of their conferences over the last 18 months. Now, I'm going to say something now, right, which sounds really old, but it actually only happened a few months ago. I took a Flybe flight.
I remember those people.
Remember them. Flybe flight down to Southampton, and then the taxi across to Portsmouth. So I was staying in Portsmouth, but I wasn't speaking for Village. This is the thing. I was doing a conference for PETA, you know the training?
Oh, yeah, we like them. PETA, we like them, yeah.
So I was doing a conference, but I was staying in Village. They said, oh, we're going to put you in Village. I said, oh, fantastic. I said, they're one of my clients. I didn't tell them that I was on my way, and they must have clicked the name because they know something about me. And I'll come back to this is a story, but if nobody's doing this at the minute, which people will be doing it, let's be honest. Find out something about what your customer or client loves. and just use it. Play with it. Just
And
like,
what's interesting, Geoff, just on that before you share, is that most people could go on Facebook, on LinkedIn, if
oh,
you think they're a business client and you find out that you like Sunderland, you're married, you've got 2 kids, whatever. But what do they do for you, Geoff?
we leave clues everywhere because we can't shut up.
Well, that's the social footprint.
Yeah.
So what do they do, Geoff? Show us.
But walked into this. Oh, hang on. This is before I got into the room. Right, so I'm walking down the corridor and there's like 50 doors. Mine was at the very end, and do you know why I knew my room was at the end? Is because nailed on the flipping door.
No, that may have cost more than a £5.
More than a £5. Yeah.
But how did it make you feel when you saw that?
I just went, oh, come on. And there's a little light, and they turned the light on. Walked into the room, right? So this is on the bed, right? Which is good.
Oh, that's even better than my pillow.
No, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, man, I tell you, I wish I had more kids.
Well, you've still got time. You've still got time, Geoff.
Oh, we're on this call.
We've got 3 minutes. You've got 3 minutes. Doesn't take you long.
But what I'm saying is, I was just blown away. Now, if it's a pillow case, it's that recognition of a name. And we can...
But I bet your kids now say, are we staying there as against another name brand hotel? Yeah. And you've now got kids. Your kids are 7 and 14. For the next 10 years, what story are they going to be sharing? Yeah. Hayley's just going anywhere where they serve coffee, But it's that concept that if you leave a footprint very early on and you attach it to their hearts.
ASAP member, Fraser's, Edinburgh. That's why we went back to, that's where we should have been the other week. They did an incredible note for Hayley. And I've told this, they're already in the first book. So when you do things like this, and especially for you and I, we can't shut up. This is our life. We see something great, we will tell the world in any stage, in any country, in any city.
But stop there for a second. If we see something great, we do. But also if we see something that's shite, we do. And that's part of the problem that ASAP needs to understand, that when you do something well, 10 people will share it. When you don't act out of character and you're not in integrity and you let your standards slip, social footprint will you'll tell 100 people. Everyone's getting food deliveries right now. We had terrible food delivery 2 weeks ago. I was on a social group on Facebook that's got 27,000 members, and you know that I embellish the story. I got dysentery, cholera, COVID-19 from one piece of rice. If it's a good story, we tell a few people, and you hope it gets picked up. So everyone needs to understand that part of the message.
Go back here for the ASAP members watching right now, because there's something that hopefully some of these ideas will resonate. But going back to the card, okay, and going back to even a cushion. There are online services that can do this. We don't have to physically walk into an embroidery shop in Vienna. There are online services which we can get this done. But we currently, not everybody, but we currently have fire brigades. We have families in trouble. We have we have people furloughing. We have people in some of the properties right now. Now we can send them a little parcel and a little thing and a little note and a handwritten thing, but we could go a little bit further.
Yeah.
Could just go a little bit further. And I have this phrase, and I've said it for a long time, and I'll say it again now. When we create these moments of magic, these celebrity service moments of magic, it gives a chance for people to talk about us. If nobody is talking about us, we're not giving them enough to be talked about.
Yeah.
Give them a reason to be shouted about. And because we have the wonderful properties, but the service level, making an impact, creating celebrity service, that is what will not just get us through now, but when we come back stronger.
And that making an impact and creating celebrity services, you've got to be in the room, and a bit like now, be on Zoom, is you've got to be focused and know your clients and know your providers and know your association and know your partners more than ever. And if you know your people, you can provide that type of service. So I think our time is nearly up, Geoff.
No, we're all right, man. We've got another. Are we up?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I keep waiting for James to butt in, but he's obviously just enjoying the show.
Oh, James is in. Jim, can we keep going?
I can't butt in. It's just enormously rewarding hearing you two go at it. Nigel, I didn't take you for a thief until now, if I'm honest, with regard to your pillows, but I'm sure I speak for all of our members when I say they probably don't want you at their properties. But
That's right. No, but I only take. I don't. It's not like cutlery. I take it after dinner. You know, it's just that pillowcase was just one of those moments when I thought, how cool is that?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the idea that I thought, very cool. Doesn't cost a lot. Made an enormous difference.
Yeah. No, we really appreciate your time, gentlemen. I speak for the entire association and those that haven't been able to join us today to say thank you very much. We're really grateful. It's lovely to hear you talking and enthusing so much about.
Is there any questions,
that
James?
you're doing. There were no questions.
Oh,
We have covered everything.
But James, if we can support you and your members, just reach out. We promise we'll do some more if you want us to.
We're really grateful. I'm sure we will. As long as this lockdown continues, I'm sure there's going to be more opportunities for these discussions. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for the time.
Pleasure.
Good luck with your sessions this afternoon. I know you're doing something for charity this afternoon, so I hope that goes really well. And
Thank you so much. We expect a donation from ASAP. Okay.
On that note, take care. Thank you very much again.
Be good. See you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.